how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. We are live. We are live, baby. Oh, yes. Please say that's working. Is that actually working now? I think it is. I think we're working. We're working cross-platform, finally. Yes. Fantastic news. How are we all doing? Great to see you all. Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name's Key. And we are live across platform finally. You won't notice any difference at all on YouTube, but I've managed somehow, absolutely brilliant, I've managed to get across multiple platforms simultaneously. I am so happy. As long as this actually doesn't freak out tonight, I've done something. Something's worked tonight. Anyway, I'm watching United against Newcastle. Come on, Newcastle. Bruno Fernandes not available for Manchester United. Look at the state of that. Manchester United's top three chance creators in the Premier League are Bruno, Ahmad and Brian Mbeumo, all out tonight. They're going to really struggle tonight, United, aren't they? They're going to massively struggle tonight. The Legend FK says, evening, how's things? What a crazy match between Wrexham and Sheffield United. No kidding, mate. Yeah, 5-3. I wouldn't have said that. I mean, we ended up with, I think it's Sheffield United was most of the people's predictions after the game earlier. 3-star Red says, got a nice 75. Oh, nice. What was that? Sorry. Steve says, come on, Newcastle Horses FC is going to destroy Make-A-Wish FC. And Bradley says, evening, Key, what's your score predictions? Well, I've gone with both teams to score, Newcastle to win 2-1. Goal in the second half. So that's my prediction. Yeah, I've gone goal in the second half, Newcastle to win 2-1. Shay says, we'll be better tonight. Watch no Bruno to lose the ball every time he gets it. Wow, that's harsh. That's very harsh. Is that working as I don't know if that's working right. Is that working right? Yeah, it's fine. Come on, Key. It's all good. Sarah Padgett, good evening. Come on, Newcastle. Chime in, evening, Key, and chats. Sean Football, how's it going, Sean? And Shay says, just wish he'd have put Martinez in midfield. Martinez in midfield. Martinez in defence is an odd one tonight, isn't it, I think? Jake, 3-2 to Newcastle. Ethan, evening, Key, how's it going? Blake, evening, Key, Christmas Day stream, 2 late goals. Genie on the scoreboard. I know, yeah. Genie getting back amongst it. Love to see. The Arsenal says, I predict 6 goals tonight, a 4-2 or a 3-3. You think there's going to be goals in this? I really don't think so. I actually think we might see quite a tight, tense game, to be honest. Maybe a 1-0 or maybe a 2-1. I don't know, but I fancy Newcastle. I just think United are going to really struggle to create chances tonight. And if they do score, it's going to be as a result of set pieces or penalties, or maybe something out of the blue, some sort of piece of genius from Cunha or Mount or something like that. I don't know. That's the only way I can see him really scoring. Fabian Norwicki says, Polska. Chest, Fabian. How's it going? Scottish GHK says, hi, Key, you're close. It'll be 2-0 Newcastle. And Daz says, big up, Key. What's your predictions for tonight? Predictions for tonight are Manchester United 1, Newcastle 2, and Key wins the Euro Millions. That's what I think. That's my prediction for tonight. The Legend FK says Liverpool are the opponents that have given Newcastle their finest matches. That's very true. All the best games in Premier League history, to be honest, have been Liverpool-Newcastle. Or the best games in Premier League history, I think, have been Liverpool-Newcastle. Shay says Sesko hat-trick. You heard it here first. And Sarah says, Casemiro only 33. I swear he was older. Well. Blake says, this new screen setup is interesting. What was the thought process? Well, just to make it look a touch more professional, I guess. And also, I guess, more consistency, Blake, if I'm honest with you. Because this is the setup across every other platform except TikTok. So I wanted some symmetry across the whole thing. So, we've got a little bit more of a professional look and feel. We've got the tables, we've got the most recent head-to-heads, we've got the lineups on screen, we've got the stats on screen as the game is going on. We've got my fundraiser. We've got a bit of the chat on screen as well. The chat's going to look a little bit different in the new year, but right now that's what we're dealing with. So listen, it's a lot better, I think, than what we're normally used to anyway. Jake says, did you change the screen set? I did, yeah. Sam, hope you had a good Christmas, Key. I did, mate, yeah. How was yours? I keep looking over there as if I'm looking at TikTok. I'm not. We're all over here now. It's brilliant. Daz says, who's the ref tonight? The ref is... Let's have a look and see who the ref is. Who is the ref tonight? The referee is none other than Anthony Taylor. Oh, Anthony Taylor of Greater Manchester. Anthony Taylor of Greater Manchester is refereeing tonight. Sweet Lord. Altringham's finest. Nigel Krasker says, I take it Man U, your favourite team after Liverpool. Absolutely not, Nigel, no. And after Liverpool, I don't really have a favourite team. Certainly not in England, anyway. I have some teams that I quite like around Europe. I quite like Fiorentina, I quite like Auxerre, quite like Malaga, Villarreal, Betis in Spain. Yeah, don't mind Hamburg and Schalke in Germany either. Larry Olaki, hi, I hope Newcastle wins the game. You and me both, mate. We're both thinking that as well. Ben says, how's that work? How's what work? How's what work? Kane says, lovely setup, Key. It's a bit different, isn't it? It's a little bit different to what we're used to, but it's more consistent now across the board. So we've actually got the tables, we've got lineups, we've got live stats. Yeah, it pulls through everything, so it's all good now. Blake, I often follow clubs in cities I've travelled to abroad. And Ben says, club. What about the club? And Lana says, you should play football. It would make you hotter. It would make me hotter. I don't want to be hotter. I don't want to be hotter. I'm cool, man. I'm cool as it is. Reese, you look AI. I look AI. Do you know what? People keep saying that. People keep saying I'm AI. I don't know how I can disprove him at this point. Ben, all my comments must be coming through. I've always said if Liverpool went out of existence tomorrow, I'd be a Villa fan. No idea why. Proper club. See, I think if I wasn't a Liverpool fan or Liverpool just never existed, I think I probably would be an Everton fan. Just because I feel like I geographically need to have some sort of a connection to him. But I think I'd be a completely different human being if I was an Everton fan. I'd be very angry and bitter. What are you saying, sorry, Kane? How do you get that thing on the side to keep changing? It's on a carousel, basically. It's long-winded. But it pulls from certain places. It's on a bit of a carousel. It takes a little bit of setting up. It was a right pain in the backside. I've been trying to figure it all out for weeks, if not longer, to be honest. Ben says, I get the geographical thing, to be fair, but I've always liked Villa as a club. And the legend FK says, Key was never a real person. He is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. You know what? Some might argue there's not an awful lot of intelligence on this channel. I would disagree with them, of course, naturally. But we've had a lot of criticism. Kane says, what do you mean, Key? You are an Everton fan that's angry and bitter. Well, that's, again, very much alleged. Blake, it has to be the crisp high-definition resolution that gives off the AI look. Don't be sarcastic, mate. Don't be doing that, because I work really. Do you know what? I didn't know this, but the camera that I bought, which is a very expensive camera, or at least expensive to me, someone who's never bought a camera, it was designed for, like, vloggers who are travelling, like doing travel. It wasn't designed for static filming of a live watch-along channel. So if it's not 4K, I apologise, but I stupidly bought the wrong camera. And now I am a year into this channel with the same camera, and it's not bad. Blake, I'm being serious. Oh, good lad. Well, it's a it's a pricey camera, but it's seriously not designed for this purpose. One day or less says, how's your afternoon been, Key? You're looking forward to the game? I am massively looking forward to the game, yes. Really looking forward to it. And Sarah says, I'm Liverpool first, Bury second. Bury, what a great team. What a great club. Nigel says it's like saying I like Ipswich being a Norwich fan. Very true. Hey, Norwich are going they're going good, aren't they, under Clement? Doing well, really well. Nathan, where's Glasner going to go, Key? Where's he going to go? I'd like him to stay at Palace. I really would. I think it's important for football that he stays at Palace. The legend FK, if Liverpool didn't exist, who would I support? Maybe Blackburn Rovers. I grew up enjoying Blackburn after Pool. They were my second fave. These days, they're terrible. What score was Blackburn today? Blackburn Borough. Did it finish 0-0 that in the end? Please say they didn't get the beat against Borough. What score was it today? Borough. Yeah, 0-0. Hey, a point away at Borough's not bad. And I've told people, they keep telling me it's not going to happen. But that's 2 games now. They had 4 wins on the spin, Borough. And I kept saying to people, they're struggling. I'm telling you, they're going to have a little fall off. They're going to have a little wobble. They're going to have a little wobble, I'm telling you. And they've not scored in the last 2 games. Got beat away at Bristol City. Now they've drawn at home to Blackburn. I'm telling you, the wobble is coming with Middlesbrough. I mean, they're still 5 points clear of third. Ipswich didn't have a great day today either, for what it's worth. They drew with Millwall, not Millwall. Larry Olaki says, my predictions are Newcastle 2, Manchester United 0. And Nigel, your work always top quality, huge respect. Oh, mate, that is... warms my heart very much, thank you. I really appreciate it. I do try. I really, really try. I try and get better every time. But I struggle. I'm not absolutely made up for this. What we saying? Sorry, Nathan. Fabrizio has said Glasner's not signing a new deal. That's disappointing. And the arsehole says, I think you're a closet gooner, mate. You have a degree of intelligence, fella. I tell you what, you need to stick around, mate, because the amount of grief I get, and it's majority. Do you know what? I've got 2 trolls who are treading a very fine line in terms of maybe it might be borderline stalking at this point, or harassment. And one's an Arsenal fan, one's a Chelsea fan. I get the most grief off Arsenal and Chelsea fans. So it'd be nice if I had an Arsenal fan in the chat, just backing me up and saying, he's all right, Key, he's not a bad lad. Blake says, Preston are sniffing. Preston absolutely are, yeah. Lisha says, nice layout that, mate. How'd you manage that? I knew it'd be possible, but you said you couldn't. I have literally had to beg TikTok. I have had to go to the upper echelons of TikTok and speak to them and get them to give me a specific thing that I can put into the back office so that I can get the same thing that's broadcast on the other places. So it's taken ages to actually get on, but now I've got it. I'm able. We've got the same thing. We've got the same. Everyone is broadcast at the same level now. It's great. Fantastic. Chimey, I'm also your troll, Key. You are a little bit, yeah. You're more of a pest. Troll. Harrison Changwa says, Harrison from Menu, Manchester to win. Meru. Harrison from Meru. Where's Meru? Larry Olaki, I'm with my cousin Samuel watching the match between Mali and Morocco. Ooh, who's playing well? We need Mali. We need Mali to get that one. Sarah Paget says that's because Southerners are more French, that's why. And Libtop Gunner says, no, Arsenal fans backing you, mate. Well, that's not true. There's quite a lot of Arsenal fans backing me now. 3-star Red, you'd never see me trolling you, Key. What was the score at Anfield in the last 2 seasons? Yeah, and you're right. I can't even deny it. You've battered us both times. Mackenzie, this new setup is fire. Love it, mate. Thank you very much. Reece Clement was good at Rangers, but just turned bad at the end. And now I've seen Russell Martin. He was top. Alex Macklin, come on, Newcastle. Yes, cheers for the Rose, Alex. Really appreciate it. Nigel says, great weekend, Tony. Should have been 2 or 3-0 to Norwich, but since Philippe Clement taken over, it's been a huge improvement on current form. We would be mid-table since Philippe has been in charge. And Larry says Meru is a county in Kenya. Is it really? We've had a few people in from Kenya in the last few weeks, obviously, since the AFCON started. Right, we're very, very close to kick-off here. Man United, Newcastle. Let me know your predictions in the chat, wherever you're watching this. Get your predictions in. Meru in Kenya. Yes, Harrison, love it. The Legend FK says, could Hearts win the SPL this season? They're certainly flying. I hope so. I'd love Hearts to get a win in the SPL. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? 3-1 to Newcastle, says Alex Macklin. Reese says 2-2. I don't think there's going to be that many goals in this. I really don't. I think we're going to see a game where both teams are a little bit cagey. Just a little bit cagey. Newcastle's away form, not brilliant, is it? Newcastle, you know, they desperately need a win. Man United desperately need a win as well. But I think just given how they're lacking their 3 top chance creators this season, Man United losing Brian Mbeumo and Amad Diallo to the AFCON, and now Bruno Fernandes to injury. 3 key players who create pretty much, if we're being really honest, they create 99% of what United have going forward. So those 3 being out, it doesn't leave very much, and it's putting a big burden on Mateus Cunha and Mason Mount, and obviously Benjamin Sesko to finish them tonight. So something tells me this is going to be a win for the Magpies. 1-0 Man United. Newcastle's away form is bad, says R. Mackenzie. I hope I'm wrong. And Blake says Newcastle are going for this game. Jacob Ramsey instead of Joe Linton is interesting. Do you know what? It's interesting that. Yeah, Joe Linton has been... I think he's getting a little bit forced out of the club. I don't think Eddie Howe's so keen on Joe Linton anymore. He's sticking Lewis Miley at right back. Obviously, with no Tino Livramento, he likes Lewis Miley there. And he's dropping Jacob Ramsey into midfield now instead of Joe Linton. Joe Linton's finding himself on the bench more often than not. And when he plays Jacob Murphy on that right-hand side, Voltemade, Anthony Gordon, you know, he's leaving Barnes on the bench. He's got Elanga not on the bench. Why is Elanga not on the bench? Is Elanga at the AFCON? I was thinking to myself, where's Elanga? Agate, poor player. R. Mackenzie, Joe Linton's injured. He's nursing a groin injury. He has been on the bench, though, in the last couple of games, hasn't he? I'm sure he has. But yeah, Agate is not brilliant. Hang on, let me just validate that before I start putting out fake news. I'm almost certain Newcastle's last game, Joe Linton was on the bench. Yeah, Joe Linton on the bench against Chelsea. He was on the bench against Fulham. He was on the bench against Sunderland. And he didn't actually come off the bench in any of them games. I mean, he's actually only started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Joe Linton's only started 3 of Newcastle's last 8 games, and he's been fit for them as well. He's been fit to play them, but he's only started 3 of the last 8. I'm telling you, Joe Linton is getting foisted out this summer. He's only 29. He's still relatively young, but yeah, something tells me Eddie Howe is just not keen on him anymore. Lisha says Elanga represents Sweden, mate. I was thinking that. I was like, is there something I don't know about? Like, why is he not there? Elanga's Swedish, definitely not AFCON. I did know that. I really did know that. I was just thinking to myself, is there something that I am not aware of? Is he going chilling out with all, I don't know, who else is Salah? Is he going chilling watching Salah at the AFCON? Right, here we go. Man United, Newcastle. Let me get the timer started. Chilling with the bros. Where's the timer? There it is. 21. 25. That'll do. Start it. Right, we're off. We're off and underway. Vincent Jamie Lane says, yes, Key, how are you, mate? Another 3 points for the mighty Posh today. That's 18 points from a possible 24. Up the Posh Championship. Here we come. Was it Leyton Orient you played today? Good result, that. Very good result. Here's Lewis Hall. Good run from Lewis Hall. That's a foul. Should be a yellow card, Anthony Taylor. Should be a yellow card, that for Agate. Early 60 seconds in. That should have been a yellow, shouldn't it? Steve says, I think because when Eddie played him, he doesn't seem to have a good performance. He's off to Saudi and Jan, I reckon, says Blake. Apparently Saudi's off. Jimmy P, setup is good, Key. Cheers for that, Jimmy. Thanks very much, mate. And Blake says Anthony Gordon, Lewis Hall are going to tear that right hand to shreds. Honestly, I just think with Voltemada, they don't need too many chances. I really rate him. Here's Mason Mount coming forward. What's Diallo? Oh, it's not Diallo, it's Dorgo on the other side. Dorgo's switched sides for a second. Interesting. Gotti, now this is a cool experience. Definitely different. Yes, Gotti. Love to see you, mate. Thank you very much for the feedback. Reese, it's a disgrace there's only one Prem game on Boxing Day. Why? Why is there a disgrace? Why are so many people so bothered by that? It's not like there's no football on. There's been footy on all day. You've had AFCON on, you've had loads of full championship fixture list, full League 1, League 2. Been loads of footy on today. I don't know what people want. Birmingham Derby was a good game earlier today. 2 sendings off. 1-1, good game. Corner to Man United here, 2 minutes in. Come on, Newcastle. Vincent Jamie Lane, yes mate, Orient today. Good old 94th minute winner. Nothing better than a late winner. Was it really? Oh, nice. Yeah, up the posh. Love to see it. Daniel says the vegan butcher as captain is a sorry indictment of where the club is at. And Lisha says he's almost wanting to put confidence on Miley's game since Bruno Guimaraes is looking like he's going to leave. The Legend FK Key, they want Premier League matches. I know, well. But what's wrong with that? I don't understand. We want Premier League. Blake, Wrexham v Sheffield was a great game too. 5-3. People just don't watch footy. Well, this channel ain't for you if you don't like footy. We do a nice mix. We're not just... I know it's Premier League Dad, but we do a nice mix on here. AFCON, League 1, Championship, League 2. 40-odd different competitions this year. And yeah, you're just missing out. You are just missing out. If you only watch Premier League, you are missing out. Daniel, did you avoid your in-laws enough to have a good Christmas? Yeah. They sufficiently ruined Christmas dinner, mind. I really hope she's not watching, but she absolutely ruined Christmas dinner. If you are watching, then, you know, we tried to be polite, and I am grateful, even though I bought the food. You cooked it because you insisted, and you thoroughly ruined it. But it was Christmas, and it's not Christmas unless someone ruined something to do with the food. Ruined is probably a little bit harsh as well. It was still eaten. It was lovely, but it was drier. It was drier than a flip-flop in the desert. It was absolutely... It's like eating a fistful of sawdust. Steve Olard, I am here. I was watching Al Hilal. It was live on YouTube. Lovely. And Daniel, how was Christmas dinner ruined? It's just everything. Like, so, the Yorkshire puddings burnt. Potatoes, carrots and turnips overdone. Chicken was really dry. Chicken was wrapped in bacon and still really, really dry. Yeah. It was, like I said, I'm not picky. And it wasn't even me that said... I certainly wouldn't say anything. I just said, oh, it was beautiful, that. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. But yeah, it was wasn't brilliant. Sarah Padgett said, put loads of gravy on the turkey. The problem was the gravy was pretty grim as well. Gravy was like tarmac. I think there was too much oxos in there, so it was just end up dead salty. Gotti says, let's hope the wife's not watching. No, the wife had nothing to do with it. It was the in-laws. The in-laws cooked it. And like I said, they're not going to watch this. This isn't their demographic. They aren't interested in football, so it's all good. But I hope this stream doesn't resurface at some point. Like I said, we still ate it. There was nothing wrong with it. But it was pretty... The food was pretty grim. Reese, I hardly watch Prem, to be fair. I'm an SFPL fan. Good lad. We watch a fair bit of that, to be honest. Daniel, it's time for the old lady to retire. No, you can't kick her out the kitchen. She's just adamant she's got to do something, and that's fine. I don't mind that. It's not about the food, is it, Christmas? It's not about the food. It's about all the other stuff. Natuha Christopher, Man U live. Okura Stevens says Newcastle 1, Man U 0. Antabamoyo says Liverpool 0, Wolves 1. I think they've got it. Wow. Steve Ollard, what you've gone for prediction-wise, bro? I think 2-1. Yeah, I think Man United will lose this one. Man United 1, Newcastle 2. Robert says new setup tonight. Yeah, it is. New setup. Ready to go. Jake says every time Agate plays for United, they end up losing. And this is telling me Newcastle are going to win. Finley Cartwright, bro, are you going to the Liverpool game tomorrow? No, Finley. No, I don't go to Liverpool games anymore. Haven't been to a Liverpool game in 2 years. Been all over the world watching them. Don't go to any Liverpool games anymore. Here's Jacob Murphy. Chance for Newcastle down the right-hand side. Oh, good tackle. Very good tackle, actually. Was that Agate? Did well there. Swifty says, fancy this, Key. I know. Check it out. Legend FK, we better not drop points against Wolves. Watch the backlash there. People are just desperate to give it to Arne Slot, aren't they? They're absolutely desperate to give him some stick. Blake, this looks like a 4 at the back with Dorgu at right wing. And why is Dorgu so high? It's such a weird setup, this, for United, isn't it? Why is Dorgu, like, the highest, furthest forward player? They're playing on like a diagonal. It's a weird setup, this. Daniel, what games did you watch today? This is the second one. The first one I watched was Egypt 1, South Africa 0. Gordy Vida, Man United 2, Newcastle 1. Aaron Ramsdale's down. Well, it looks like he's feeling his thigh. It looks like he's doing something else there, Aaron Ramsdale. And I think Nick Pope might be about to make his reappearance for Newcastle. Jake says, won't Newcastle go above United if they win by 3 goals? I don't know. The table should be coming up now on this side in a second. Table should be coming up in just a second here, so you'll be able to see after the Newcastle lineup. I don't know if it's stats. It might be live stats or it might be the table. I'm not sure. The live table. The Legend of K says, Key, just curious. Have you ever predicted a 0-0 draw? I have, but I can't remember off the top of my head which game it was. Or which games it was. I've probably done it a few times, yeah. There's plenty. I think I've done it for a few Everton games. Everton just aren't. Well, they're one of them teams that don't tend to score much. Vincent Jamie Lane says, come on the tune. Give this lot a battering today, please. And 92FC says, good evening. Well, there you go. They are the last 5 games. The last 5 games between these two. Newcastle 4-1, Newcastle 2-0, Man United 3-2, Newcastle 1-0, Newcastle 3-0. Man United have won 1, lost 4 of the last 5 against Newcastle, home or away. So, fortune definitely favouring Newcastle. If Newcastle win, they go above United. They don't need to win by a certain amount. If they win, they go above Man United. Oh, no, sorry, I tell a lie. If they win by 2, if Newcastle win by 2, they go above United. But here is United, great block, claim for the penalty. No, cleared away. Because Dorgu made a good tackle and assist against Fernandes. Fernandes a goal against Villa. Daniel Amorim thinks he can do that every match. Blake says Amorim doesn't play a formation. He plays weird shapes, triangles and diamonds. He's a bit weird. Graham, hi all. Hope we get a late Christmas present with a Newcastle win. Yes, love that. Dorgu, chance, United, good strike. Sesko puts it wide, it's a goal kick. And Daniel says, Everton have looked especially toothless this month. They started playing Tierno, Barry up front, and also I think it's something to do with the fact that they've not got Ilman and Dye in there anymore. They've not got Idrissa Gana Gay protecting them. And obviously Kiernan Dewsbury Hall's out injured, of course, as well. Ethan, Sesko is shite. Sesko is shite. He's right. Scott Darnan says, rooting for the tune for no other reason than the entertainment value of every United loss. The reactions are delightful. United are definitely getting beat tonight. Dale says, come on, Newcastle. Is right. Come on, here we go. Down the left-hand side, Newcastle. That's going to be a corner. Dorgu puts it behind. Corner to Newcastle. Come on, the tune. Come on, the tune. I have, of course, by the way, got my quiz cards ready at the ready for half time. Blake says, if United are leading at half time, you can forget about it. What gifts were received in your household yesterday? Oh, everything pretty much to me little girl. She got everything. We didn't really exchange an awful lot between like everyone else. It was mainly her. Oh, chance for Newcastle, clear it away. That's all Christmas is, isn't it? It's about kids. I'm not bothered. Christmas is just another day for me. Doesn't make a difference to me. As long as the kids are alright, that's the main thing. So yeah, little girl got loads. She was spoiled. Oh, what a ball. Newcastle in down the left-hand side. Voltamada's in there. Strike. Over the bar. Corner kick. This is better. This is better. Use a 688 key. Looking good, pal. Very professional. We aim to please, mate. We aim to please. Good save that from Senna Lamans. 92 FC says Newcastle passing is a problem again. Well, do you know what? That was a good save from Senna Lamans. I've got to give credit where it's due. Daniel, I hope her dreams came true and she got her Arteta painting. Ethan says all you can give me for Christmas is an Amazon gift card and it's getting all spent. Ball whipped in by Newcastle. Far post. Out to the edge. Hit it. Oh, head injury. Come on. Anthony Taylor. Good grief already. Legend FK, Christmas was great fun when I was a child, just not the same now as an adult or in 2025. To be honest, I was going to say, she's like of that age now where she really gets Christmas and it's like so much fun and she's dead excited. So the whole build-up's amazing and the day's brilliant and yeah, it's fantastic. I love this. I love this time. User 688 thought that I was watching a different provider. If you know, you know. Yeah, hey mate, I appreciate it. It's good. I'm glad you enjoy it. Ethan, we've done that one. Sorry, Julian says Newcastle almost scored. Jacob Murphy. Daniel, do you do Elf on the Shelf? Oh, do I? Do I? Good grief, yeah, it was shocking. Absolutely shocking. If I can advise any parents out there, do not do Elf on the Shelf. NUFC Isaac says Lewis Hall is the best English left-back currently. Do we agree with that, chat? I think we've talked about this earlier, but do we think that Lewis Hall is the best English left-back? Personally, I don't think he plays or starts for England. I'd be amazed if he actually goes to the World Cup, you know. I think it's almost certain that on the left-hand side, I think Nico O'Reilly starts ahead of him. It wouldn't even be surprising if Miles Lewis-Skelly goes, you know. Daniel says, what mischief was the elf causing? All sorts that causes a lot of mess to clean up. So, you know, toothpaste on the mirror in the bathroom. A zip line of toilet roll across the living room. Eating all the biscuits and you have to like crumbs, like making snow angels out of crumbs on the kitchen floor and stuff. Just like, I mean, it's great fun. She loved it. She used to wake up in the morning and go, Dad, look what she's done. Because we had a female elf. Steve-O lad says Nico O'Reilly. I agree, mate. Yeah, I think so too, Steve-O. And Omar says both teams might drop points, says Omar from the Gambia. 92 FC says, I can't remember the stat exactly, but Man U have hardly ever lost a game in 30-odd years when leading at half-time. Yes, because they very nearly did against Bournemouth, didn't they? Yeah, that was the stat. Blake, did you watch the King's speech? Never, ever, ever watched either the King's or the Queen's. Not interested in it. Not a royalist in the slightest. Daniel says Hall is probably the 5th best English left-back. Who would you say is better? Who would you say is the 4 ahead of him? Beelzebub, how's it going, Paul? How's your Christmas? Very, very good, mate. How was your Christmas, more importantly? Vincent Jamie Lane says the best left back is O'Reilly from City. Hall won't even make the World Cup squad. I'd say so too. I think that's about right. Right, here we go. Free kick to Newcastle. 16 minutes in. Tonali pumps it to the far post. Headed in. Cleared away by United. Good spin. Poor that. Very poor. Mark Morse, how's it going, Mark? I love Liverpool FC. Good lad, Mark. Think we can get the win tomorrow, Mark? FS Motorsport, what's Man United's lineup and formation? It'll be coming up here. No, this side. It'll be coming up this side in just a second. No, this side, yeah. If you wait just a second, you will see the full formation, your full lineup. For both teams as well. Daniel says, any left back you can think of? Miles Lewis-Skelly, O'Reilly, Livramento, Spence. And Beelzebub, boring like most. I think kids enjoyed it though. That's the main thing, innit, mate? Yeah, as long as the kids loved it. Blake says, what percentage of Merseyside do you reckon watched the King's speech? Very, very few. Very, very few. But yeah, FS Motorsport, thanks. No worries, mate. I was gonna say I can tell you the lineups off the top of my head, but just rather than me giving you either false information that I can't remember or I get anything wrong, it's literally gonna come up here in a second. Hey, thanks very much. Thanks very much, Paul. Thank you for the gift, mate. Newcastle chance. Hit it. Oh, corner, surely. SLS says, hello, what's your prediction? My prediction is 2-1 Newcastle. And User688 says, looks very good though, Key. What is happening on the other side? On the other side? In what sense? The other side? What's happening on the other side? I don't know what you mean. 92FC, some Newcastle fans call Man U Newton Heath. That is what they were originally called. And Sarah Paget says they was called Newton Heath Locals, or Heaton Heath Locals. Dorgu heads it away. I don't think United are going to be able to... oh, it does well there. Does well there. Legend FK, how's the match? I'm unable to watch. To be honest, mate, there's not really been an awful lot that's happened in the opening 20 minutes. It's been a pretty dull start to the game. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with the channel recently. We're having some decent games and then some pretty dull ones as well. Good run, Newcastle get it away. Here's Lewis Hall. Steve Olad says 2-1 Newcastle, so who scores? I think... That's a foul, ref. Well done, Anthony Taylor. I think... Voltemada and Bruno Guimaraes. Voltemada and Bruno Guimaraes score. Or Voltemada and Tonali. Voltemada and Bruno Guimaraes score. And... Mason Mount for Manchester United in the second half to make it 2-1. I think Newcastle go 2 in front and United get it back to 2-1, but they don't do enough to get it back level. User688 says, so you got the league, etc. on my right. Can't see what that is on the left. On the left is the chat. Yeah, on the left is the chat. 3-Star Red says, Key, are you doing Forest v City tomorrow? I'm not, mate. No, I'm doing Liverpool against Wolves, and I am doing Chelsea Villa. They're the 2 games I'm doing tomorrow. I was going to do the early one, obviously, Forest and City, but that would have been a little bit too hardcore, doing 3 games all at once. Lewis Hall, good run into the box, stood up well. It's going to be a corner. Corner to Newcastle. They've started well here. Beelzebub, I watched the Wrexham match at my dad's. What a game. So I heard. I didn't actually watch the game. I was too busy before setting all this up, but I've heard good things. Madibo Emma, I am from Uganda. Newcastle is to win. Big up. Good lad. Good lad. Not good lad. Sorry, Emma. Madibo Emma, sorry. Thank you very much for the comment. Good lad. Jesus Christ, Key. Newcastle... Play it short. Ball to the far post. Big chance. Good save from Lamons. The Legend FK says, Key, what's your, just in case the TT Geordie pay of it? It's exactly the same as this, mate. Yeah, if you search my name on TikTok, you'll find it over there. Do you care if your players have a drink over Christmas? Guess it depends how they perform the next game. I have no problem. I mean, I've managed people before in life. Like, I've managed teams of people and done... My attitude with them would be the same as if I was a manager in football. I don't really care what you do when you're not playing. As long as when you're playing, you turn up and you put your effort in, and I don't care about the rest. Don't really mind. I'm not going to give you stick for what you do out of work. No problem. Go and have a drink. Live life, do your thing, as long as on the... Listen, there's plenty of footballers, isn't there? There's loads of footballers who never really used to train or didn't train very well. Didn't want to train. And then they'd turn up on a match day and be incredible. And you kind of... Sometimes you flex for those players, don't you? You've got to show a bit of flexibility for them. Noah Osmani, have you ever heard of Diddy? No, never heard of him at all. Sarah Paget says, Jota's boys are being mascots for both Liverpool and Wolves tomorrow. Yep. And Ben says, didn't know Newcastle was the home team. Certainly playing like it, aren't they? Thank you for the likes. Really appreciate the likes. Yeah, if you can share and like and all that good stuff, it massively helps me. 3-star Reds, no worries, Key. I'll be there for the other 2 games later after we've dispatched City. It'd be interesting to see exactly how Forest get on. I'll probably be watching the Forest game. I just won't be streaming it. Steve McNair. Hey, Key. How was Christmas? Thanks for the stream. No worries, Steve. Christmas was very good. I hope it was all good for you too. Lots of love, health, wealth and happiness to the family for the year to come. And the Legend FK says, is it true that most World Cup matches will be late UK kickoffs? Not that I mind. I believe the kickoff times are... Oh, what a strike that is! Oh my God, what a strike! Oh, Dorgu with an absolute perler. And Manchester United take the lead, 24 minutes. They've barely set foot in the Newcastle half, let's be honest. They've done nothing in the opening 25 minutes. They get a corner, the ball spins up in the air, and Dorgu... I mean, it's terrible defending from Newcastle. How have they let him get to this ball? But he runs onto it, and it's an absolutely insane finish. Fair play to the lad. Absolute credit to Dorgu. This is splendid. Absolutely incredible finish. He catches this so sweetly. It's not even a corner, sorry. It's a throw-in. It's a throw-in. The ball pings up in the air. Oh, I think this could be an offside. I think this could be an offside. Are we going to check it? Are we going to check it? I think this might be an offside here, sir. I think this might be an offside, sir. Yeah, come on. That's offside, ref. That's offside. Liverpool got one given offside for that as well. I think that's offside. That should be offside, that. Let's have that checked. Let's have that checked, please. Any chance of a VAR check, sir? Any chance? Are we going to check it? Are we going to check it? Surely we're checking it. No. What a surprise. What a surprise. No check. Didn't think they would. Fucking Anthony Taylor, Greater Manchester referee. What a surprise. Should be offside, though, shouldn't it, Welsh Wing? Should be offside. Liverpool got one given offside for that. In fact, two we've had go against us like that. The Legend FK says, Key, you were about to mention the World Cup kickoff times. I think the 7, 11 and 2 UK time. I think that's what they were. 7 p.m, 11 p.m. and 2 p.m. or something like that they are. There is a little bit of a change, but most of them are about that time. Or it might be 5:30, 9 p.m. or 5 p.m, 9 p.m. and 2 p.m. or something like that. So you might be able to catch one game inside normal UK hours, and then you'll have to stay up late for one or two of them. Scott Downer says, Varmy, baby. Sean says, come on, United. Sarah Padgett, he was offside. He was, wasn't he? He was offside. That was offside, that. That was offside. That was off. That's goal of the month already. Liverpool legend says 5-7-11-2. That's the World Cup kickoff time. Fair enough. There you go. Those kickoff times are all over the place. Well, 5-7-11-2 is fine. I think that's okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, Newcastle. How are you a goal down against these already? Oh, nearly Ramsdale. Noah Theodros, big up to Keith Thomas, the legend. Cheers, Noah. Welsh Wing, you won't get a bigger United hater than me, but that's not offside for me. Well, no, hang on a minute. Hang on. You can't say that's not offside for me. It's either offside or it's not. And he was offside. He was stood in an offside position. Whether or not you think that should be given as an offside, that's entirely another matter. I don't want it given for offside. But the reality is that has been given for offside this season. Already, there's a precedent set for it. So if there's a precedent set for it, that should be offside. If he is offside, he stood in an offside position, he stood in front of the keeper's eye line, he has to be offside. Liverpool got exactly that against Manchester City. It was 100% given offside. It's ridiculous. And I thought it was ridiculous then, and that would be ridiculous now. But you can't change it mid-season. You can't start giving it one, give it one but not for the other. Ridiculous. Reece Crownshaw, some finish that from Xerxes though, to be fair. I was going to say, he's done even well to get it in from the bench, hasn't he? Done incredible to get it in from the bench, Reece. Connor, it looked offside. I do think there'll be goals in this one. Well, hey, I got it wrong. I thought there wouldn't. I thought this would be quite tight, if anything. But seemingly, I've got it wrong. Reece, Key is fuming. I'm fuming that Liverpool have been wronged so many times this season. And every other club just seems to get passes on the same stuff that we're getting stick for. It's ridiculous. A little bit of consistency, please, ref. Would be nice. Here's Luke Shaw. Legend FK says maybe that'll wake Newcastle up. Maybe it won't. Daniel says Liverpool. Yeah, Varsenal. Varsenal as well. Manchester United. Sarah says, but PGMOL have been doing this shit all season. Very true, yeah. Come on, Newcastle. You can turn this round. You can absolutely turn this round. James G. Everobton. Robton. Daniel had to give some goals back since you've taken so many already. That's harsh. The game is so gone, says Liverpool Legends. And the Legend FK says Liverpool have had a lot of decisions go against them for years now, to be honest. All sides have. But not more than us. We've had more than anyone else. Red Rebellion says Newcastle's passing is so bad. Yeah, United just keep getting the ball handed to them here. Great ball, cleared away by Fabian Schär in the middle there. Oh, no, it was Malik Thiaw. You can see where I went wrong there, can't you? Similar looking lads. Malik Thiaw and Fabian Schär. Absolute ringers. La Pulga says PGMOL this season is worse, arguably, than ever before. The level of EPL refs has gone down massively. Can't disagree with that. And 92FC says Chelsea will end Villa's winning run tomorrow. I'm going to be live for that one. I'm looking forward to it. I think Chelsea could get a result there. I'm not sure about beating them, but yeah, I absolutely think Chelsea will get a point against Villa. Beelzebub, it's okay. Newcastle will get an apology in the post for wrong decision. Yeah. Giving it to Anthony Taylor in charge as well. Foxy says, we are useless. We need Pacifique to serve us with a dodgy pen, yeah. Get Burundi's finest referee over here. This is great play. Come on. Cunha does very well there. Very well down the left-hand side. He's really flying here. Cunha pulls it back. It's going to be a corner. Did very well there, Matheus Cunha. Reece says, don't worry, Key. We'll have Man United fans saying Dorgu is the best player in the world soon. What a player. He's the best in the world. Yeah, probably. James says VAR should be used like basketball, only for a coach's challenge or the referee has no clue. I just feel like that's the reason why they're happy to plough so much money into it, is because they feel that the referees are in somewhat... There's some element of fairness to it. That's why I don't think challenges would work. United ball in, headed away near post, and Annie Taylor blows up. Palmer and Rodgers show tomorrow, says La Pulga. Do we think Rodgers turns up tomorrow? Daniel, why isn't Dorgu in conversations for the best right-sided player? Because this is the first time he's played on the right, isn't it? Have they even put Dorgu on the right at any point? Steve Olad says Man U fans right now are calling him Dorgudinho. Dorgudinho. I was going to say, I was trying to find something else like Cafu, but then Dorgu is basically... Can't really make Dorgu anymore like Cafu, can you? I mean, in fairness, it is a fullback. A right-sided fullback with 2 syllables, ending in the letter U. Cafu Dorgu. Legend FK, Brighton and Hove, Valbian. I like that one. Brighton and Hove, Valbian. Liverpool United. Brendan says, in conversations for the best right-sided player at United, maybe. There's not really any other... Oh, that's a wonderful pass. Unlucky. Mason Mount dropping into that Bruno Fernandes space. Far too comfortably, isn't he? He's doing very well. 3-star Reds. After that Wrexham game, I hope Dyche watches the game over and over again before the 3rd round of the Cup. And Sir Padgett says the only difference is Dorgu is Nigerian, not Brazilian. Isn't he Danish? I was going to say, pretty confident Patrick Dorgu's Danish. I mean, admittedly, I know I was saying Elanga was at the AFCON earlier, but that was purely tongue-in-cheek. Here it is, Dorgu again. Great block. Did well there. Legend FK says, what are Newcastle even doing to try and get back into this? They're not. They're sitting back, aren't they? Again, this is classic Eddie Howe. This is something what you'll see with Newcastle quite frequently. They just tend to sit back. It's so frustrating. Casual Mercy 327 score prediction. Welcome to the chat room. Score prediction for this one is 2-1 to Newcastle. I said earlier, but I said that Newcastle would go in front and United would pinch one back. But now I think it's going to be the other way around. I don't see Newcastle scoring 2 goals in this so far, if I'm honest with you. I think we're going to struggle. Foxy says, Howe is in trouble if we lose this. Our fan base are already turning on him this season. I'm not quite there yet. However, the performance have been so poor this season. What would you... I guess... I feel harsh talking about this, mate, because I've bonded with Newcastle fans a little bit over this defending of Eddie Howe, because I think it's a little bit short-sighted for Newcastle fans to be giving Eddie Howe stick in the same way that I think it's massively short-sighted. We've got Liverpool fans giving Arne Slot stick. It's crazy to me that you would ever consider sacking Eddie Howe. But what would it take for you to be convinced? You say you're not on that side yet. People kept asking me when Liverpool were losing 9-12, and I had lots of people coming and saying in the chat, Key, you're firmly slot in, you're one of Slot's defenders, and all these Liverpool fans are giving him grief, and you're saying no, keep the manager, back the manager, and all this. What would it take for you to be convinced? So I'll ask you the same question, Foxy. What would it take for you to switch from Howe in to Howe out? I mean, is there something that would happen through the season? Would it be if you were to go out of the Carabao Cup, maybe out of the Champions League? Would that immediately, like, would you sack him mid-season? Or for you, is it no matter what, he gets to the end of the season? We give him to the end of the season no matter what. And also, again, final question in that, there's a lot of questions built in that, but I guess final question would be, if you do see it through to the end of the season, or let's say you don't and you sack him, who would you want? Who's the obvious replacement for him? I don't feel like there is one. He's such a good manager for Newcastle, such a good fit culturally and everything. He understands the club. He's been there a while now and been really successful. So who would you want? Who's the standout kind of replacement for Eddie Howe? Everyone seems to be looking towards Glasner, and Iriola's another one. Maybe Unai Emery at Newcastle. At Villa, sorry. Would he be a good fit at Newcastle? Goody says Man United got a very good chance for the win if the team cooperates. I can now predict a draw of 2-2 because Newcastle also want the point as well. And Brendan says Newcastle are a strange one. With their midfield, they should be on the front foot and dominating most teams, particularly a team with a midfield like United. Yeah, this is it. I thought that as well. I thought we'd see Newcastle really dominate them. The legs that Newcastle have in midfield. The only thing is with United, I think this is kind of a key function of Ruben Amorim's sides, is you'll see it now here. Look at Senna Lamons. Every time they get the ball goes into the fullbacks and they usually play over the midfield press. So there's Newcastle's three midfielders now. They always play over the midfield. So they're trying to get players in that little gap between the centre-backs and whoever the deepest midfielder is for Newcastle at any one point, whether it's Ramsey or Guimaraes or Tonali. Those three press, they all jump at the same time. And look at that, they're always trying to beat that press by playing over the top of them. And they're just too easy to play against this Newcastle midfield at the minute. Daniel need Joe Linton on to run around and kick some shins. It might not even be the worst idea, Yeah, it might not even be the worst idea. '92 FC says Eddie leaves subs far too late and is not ruthless enough when it comes to certain players. And Foxy, I think Howe needs to win a cup to stay in the job, or top four. Both look difficult at the moment. Howe's done an incredible job overall, but how long can you have credit in the bank? He needs to win a cup or get top four in order to keep his job. Really? Wow. So you wouldn't afford, obviously Eddie Howe as Alexander Isak's left, Wissa coming in, and he's struggled, I guess, in the transfer market in the sense of some of the things that have happened have not been his fault, and they've hurt Newcastle, haven't they? Isak going wasn't his fault. Johan Wissa being injured for most of the season, not his fault. So he's been hurt by that. I think that's really harsh to say he's got to win something. Oh yeah, nearly 1-1. I think that's really harsh to say he's got to win a cup or he's got to get Newcastle back in the top four. Otherwise, you would be moving him on. If Newcastle were to finish sixth and get the Europa League next season, let's say they go out of the Carabao Cup, they go out of the Champions League, would you really want to sack him? Would you really want to sack him at that point? That's really surprising to me. Really surprising to me. Jack says Newcastle won a cup last season, and Daniel says typical barcode fan who thinks their team is better than they are. Life of Reese says it's happened again. Saint Nick assisting a goal. It's happened again. Oh no. Brendan says if Howe wins the Champions League, it might buy him till next Christmas. This is the crazy thing. This is football, innit? This is modern football for you. I am astonished I've got to say, and Foxy, by the way, I'm not having a dig at you, mate. I'm really not. Foxy's one of the most intelligent people we've, encountered on the chat. I think he's an absolute diamond. He's come in and been a real asset to Premier League Dad community since you've started coming in the lives, mate. I've really enjoyed talking footy with you. You definitely got your head screwed on. So it really surprises me. I'm not having a pop at you. It really surprises me that you're of that frame of mind, I guess, that you would let him go. You would move Eddie Howe on if he wasn't to win a cup or get Champions League footy. Oh, sorry, I apologise. You're saying that's what the majority of our fans are demanding. You're content with Europa League at a minimum. Right, sorry. I've reframed that. Apologies. I've reframed that. Gotti says too many supporters quick enough to sack the managers when results don't go their way. And Dan Dog says hoping United win and batter the barcodes from a Sunderland fan. Gotti could be worse. They could support Morecambe. Nothing wrong with the Shrimpers, mate. Brendan says stop having a go at Foxy Keys, entitled to his opinion. Bang out of order, innit? Sorry. I wanted to clarify because it seemed like a very extreme opinion for someone who, in my experience of engaging with Foxy, he's a very nuanced and balanced individual. Omar says Arsenal are the favourites to win the Champions League. They are, yeah. Doesn't mean they win it, of course. They've been favourites to win a lot of things in recent years and haven't won a sausage. Ian says new setup key looks good. Yes, mate. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Working hard at it, trying to make it look a touch more professional. Life of Reese, hope we beat Leeds on Sunday now, then it'll be a 7-point gap. That was a great goal by Dorgu, wasn't it? Fabulous goal. Catches it just nicely. Should Ramsdale have done better? Sarah says, if Newcastle sack Eddie, who would they get in? Who would Newcastle get in if they were to sack Eddie? I mean, the standout one probably is Glasner, isn't it? But I feel like Glasner might have eyes on a more ambitious job. He might be... I think if Glasner was available, there probably would be teams who are going to be in the Champions League next year. I don't think Newcastle will be personally, but I think there are teams in the Champions League that might be up for a manager change that he would be interested in and would be interested in him. For example, I think Chelsea. I think Enzo Maresca does leave Chelsea very soon, sooner rather than later. And if Maresca goes, I think Glasner would be in the thinking for that job, wouldn't he? Who would you rather manage, Newcastle or Chelsea? You're certainly going to get more money at Chelsea, aren't you? You're going to get more resources. Ian says professionalism comes through the host, not the setup. Good grief, then we are in trouble. Hey, I really appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Jake says it feels like every VAR decision goes against us in recent years. And Seba says I reckon they don't get a new manager and keep Tyndall. Keep Tyndall. What a turn that is from Voltamada. That should be a free kick, ref. Declan says, happy Christmas to you, really, mate. Only a bit of banter, no harm, bro. Hey, no worries, Declan. It's all good, mate. I appreciate it. It's love to you and the family. Foxy says, Howe also falls out with every director of football. Got his way with transfers this summer, and it's been a bit of a disaster with 100 million on Elanga and Ramsey. And our owners also deserve criticism with that. Tonali's been caught here. This is not good for Newcastle. Approaching half-time, Tonali's gone down, and he's staying down. Let's watch this one back. Oh, yeah. Oh, he does just jar his ankle there, doesn't he? It's Sesko who goes in with him. Oh, that's a red card, ref. That's a red card. Sesko, that isn't... Oh, that's a red. That's a red. Let's have a VAR check on that one. That's a red. That is an absolute red for Benjamin Sesko. Nailed on Benjamin Sesko, red card. Shocking, that. Absolutely shocking. Ref, tell me you're going to have a look at this. Tell me you're going to have a look at this. A clear red card. Clear as day. Tonali's limping off here. I can't believe they're not even going to have a look at this. Daniel, I'd rather manage Newcastle. I have morals. You'd rather manage Newcastle. You have morals. What kind of morals do you have? Ian says there's some absolute cranks with TB professional setups. We must talk, Ian. I'd love to know who we're referring to there. The one and only says yellow. Well, no yellow given, I don't believe. I don't think there was even a yellow card given for that one. La Pulga says, if I feel Areola should move to a better club where he can retain his players, unlike at Bournemouth, where in the last 6 months alone, they've lost 4 of their most important players. Yeah, true enough. True enough. I think Areola would be a good appointment for Newcastle. I mean, there's a fair few managers on the continent, isn't there? Kane, how's it going, Kane? Good to see you. Hi, boss. Omar says if they sack Howe, they'll employ Wayne Rooney. Rooney to Newcastle. Hey, he's turned down Newcastle already once in his career. Blake says that's the W to Man United then, Chief. Well, if United aren't getting simple red cards like that one, I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. Connor says I'm a United fan, but that's a definite yellow. A DC says, did you think that was a red? It was a red. It was a clear red card. Clear as day. Can't stud someone in the ankle like that. Brendan, is there a half-time quiz? Yeah, go on. We'll do a half-time quiz. Do a half-time quiz. Absolutely we will. Gotti says Rooney would destroy Newcastle. His coaching journey has been terrible. You know, well, that's true enough, isn't it? Right, half-time. Half-time. Patrick Dorgu with a fabulous goal, it must be said. He's done very, very well to get the goal. But Man United haven't really done an awful lot other than the goal. Neither of Newcastle. I think 1-0 is probably a first score at half-time. Man United maybe could be a little bit fortunate to have had the goal given. Was there maybe a VAR check? They could also maybe have been a little bit fortunate should Sesko have been sent to the monitor maybe for the VAR check. I don't know. Maybe it was a red card. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. But I think that was touch and go. It was an amber. It was an amber card for me. Foxy says if Howe does go, I'd be happy with Sebastian Hoeneß. Yeah, Hoeneß of Stuttgart. He started very well, hasn't he? Brendan says would rule out Newcastle would be at Spurs and Frank at Newcastle by the start of next season. Thomas, now that would be an incredible swap. I actually think, do you know what? I think Spurs might weirdly be up for that. I reckon if you said to Spurs, listen, we want Thomas Frank, you're kind of up for sacking him. We'll do a manager swap. We'll do a manager swap mid-season. We'll have Thomas Frank, you have Eddie Howe. What are you saying? I reckon that would be a great fit for both teams, weirdly. It might actually be the best thing that they could do. 3-star Red says 15 million for Elliot Anderson and 55 million for Elanga. Happy Christmas, Newcastle United, and thank you. Yeah, you'll make 10 times that back, won't you? On Elliot Anderson. Goal of the season, Dorgu, yeah, of course. Gordon's the only player looking good, and Baz says Newcastle are really sloppy, aren't they? And DC says think Thomas Frank is just a good manager at small teams. That's a bit harsh. I don't think the size of Tottenham is anything to do with why they're playing poorly at the minute. Bruno G. Booking. Wow. Bruno G. Booking need. Jesus, tonight, Swifty. That's incredible. Whew. We'll keep an eye out for that. Right. So, half-time quiz. Many will probably already guess what it is. But what we're looking for is 12 players who've played for Newcastle and Manchester United in the Premier League era. Fire away. Fire away. Got a new pack of pens for Christmas. Look at that. New pack of pens and if I can get it out, if I can get them out, I can also get my new Booker pad. Not that I'm promoting it or anything. Andy Cole, Orbitan, Michael Owen, all correct. Yes. All absolutely correct. Andy, Cole, Wright, Owen, correct. Orbitan. Who else was there? Alan Smith, correct. Keep them coming in, YouTube and TikTok. Gillespie, brilliant shout, yeah. Don't be Googling. Don't be Googling. Got to go through this far too quickly. Anthony Elanga is correct, yeah. Who else are we missing? Dubravka, Danny Simpson, all both correct. Nicky Butt, bloody hell, absolutely brilliant shout. And Louis Sahar, yeah. Louis Sahar's right. Ronnie Johnson, how have you remembered that? That was the one I thought people would struggle on. But yeah, Ronnie Johnson was right as well. Magnus says 1-0 United. Let's go. It's not going to stay that way, I assure you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3 more left to get. 3 more to get. You're missing. Hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, it's only 12. It's only 12. Are you only missing one? You're only missing one. Oh, and Foxy's got it. There you go. Giuseppe Rossi. There you go. That was your final one. There was 12. There wasn't 14. I apologise. There was 12 players who have played for both Newcastle United and Manchester United in the Premier League. That was one of our half-time quizzes. And the answers for it were Andy Cole, Michael Owen, Gabriel Orbitan, Alan Smith, Keith Gillespie, Anthony Elanga, Dubravka, who played on loan for Man United, didn't he? Danny Simpson, Nicky Butt, Louis Sahar, Ronnie Johnson, and Giuseppe Rossi. Brendan says Dion Dublin. No, not Dion Dublin. Rossi was good. Injuries ruined him. He was a good player, wasn't he? Yeah. Rossi was good. Injuries ruined him. Dion Dublin, no. What we doing? Sorry. Oh, we've already done that one. Right, so let's move on to... We'll move on to, just while it's half time. We'll do one of our... We've got green, red, yellow and blue quizzes. I was gifted these for Christmas, so... the world stage question. In 2020... Bayern's quarter-final victory over Barcelona was the highest scoring knockout game in UEFA Champions League history. What was the score? What was the score? DC says Sahar was some player, but again, injuries. Yeah, Louis Sahar was fantastic. I thought he was fantastic at Everton, even later in his career. Twisted Fate says, what did you make of that clean Dorgu strike key? It was brilliant. Yeah, it was a really good goal. Can't fault that at all. Catches it really sweetly with his left foot as well. I think that's the big factor, is he catches it really, really cleanly. But I do think it probably should have been a check for offside. 8-2 is correct. Erdy Gaming, La Pulga, Steve, and Shay, Foxy, I'll give it to you. Yeah, 8-2 it was. Beelzebub as well got it right. Bayern's quarter-final victory over Barcelona in 2020. Highest ever aggregate score in the Champions League, 8-2. There you go. We'll move back to red questions, which are throwback football. Come on. Which English football team beat AZ Alkmaar in the 1981 UEFA Cup final to win the only European trophy? Which English football team beat AZ Alkmaar in the 1981 UEFA Cup final 5-4 on aggregate to win the only European trophy? It wasn't Villa. No, it wasn't Villa. No. Daniel says, was that one leg or both? I think it was both. 8-2. Foxy says, I remember Coutinho scoring a few for Bayern against Barca. It wasn't Villa. No, it was Ipswich. There you go. Brendan gets it right. It was Ipswich. I think it was the great Bobby Robson side, wasn't it? The great Bobby Robson Ipswich side with Arnold Muren, I think, one of the great Dutch players. I think I'm right in saying that. Foxy says because it was Sir Bobby, the legend. Yeah, Sir Bobby Robson. Okay, so we've had green, we've had red. Now on to yellow, which is Premier League. To try and shuffle them up a little bit here. N'Golo Kante is one of only 2 players to win consecutive Premier League titles with 2 different clubs. Who is the other? This is actually a bloody good question. I wouldn't have got that. Because the person I immediately thought of... No, it wasn't Danny Drinkwater. No, it wasn't Danny Drinkwater. Good answer, though, that. N'Golo Kante is one of 2 players to win consecutive Premier League titles with 2 different clubs. Who is the other? It's not Sterling. That is who I would have gone with, Swifty. Mahrez. I really thought it was Mahrez. Yeah, I was certain it was Riyad Mahrez, but evidently not, no. Hey, according to this is a proper quiz. It's not me. I've not just made it up off the top of my head. It's not Balotelli. No, Balotelli never went from one English club to another, did he? He went City to Milan, back to Liverpool, and we were garbage when he came to us. Wasn't David May. No. Wasn't David May. Wasn't Cantona either, or Lampard, or Cole. Don't be Googling. It's not Henning Berg either. No, again, Henning Berg, I would have thought it was him, but no. Not Henning Berg. But surely that is actually. Surely Henning Berg. Did Henning Berg not win it with Blackburn? I don't think he did. Did he win it with Blackburn? He must have done. No, United didn't win it in 95-96. It was Arsenal won it. It was Arsenal. No, sorry. He joined United in 97-98. Got it wrong. No, he joined United in 96-97, and Blackburn had won it the year before. So it wasn't Henning Berg. Daniel, can we get the seasons as a clue? The season... I mean, if I tell you the season, it was... I tell you what else, it was in the last 10 years. It was in the last 10 years. It wasn't Hargreaves. It wasn't Ashley Cole. No. It's a bloody good question, this. Honestly, I'm amazed at this one. This is the first time I've been properly stumped. So it's restored my faith in these questions anyway. Foxy's got it, yeah. Foxy's got it. It was Mark Schwarzer. Mark Schwarzer won it with Chelsea in 2014-15, then went to Leicester and won it with them 2015-16. Bit of a cop-out that, really, innit? Because he wasn't the keeper at Chelsea and he wasn't the keeper at Leicester. He was the backup keeper at both. It wasn't like N'Golo Kante, who was, prime at Leicester, prime at Chelsea, and smashed it at both. It was Mark Schwarzer who won it. But he did win it, let's say it what it is. DC says Foxy is cracked with the Google. Well, I trust him. He's a good lad, Foxy. I don't think he'd Google it. He was third or fourth choice at Chelsea. It was him and Lenny Pidgley, wasn't it? This question's tough. That was a tough one, but I like them ones. I like them ones that make you think. Okay, now I went on to blue, which is general knowledge. Which 2 clubs play in the M1 derby? The M1 derby. I've got the answer in front of me, but I wasn't quite sure. Callum Coyle, Key, can you do Hibs tomorrow, please? No, mate, I'm only doing 2 games tomorrow. Liverpool, Wolves, and then Chelsea, Villa. They are my 2 games tomorrow. Daniel, that was more than 10 years ago. It wasn't more than 10 years ago. It was 2015, 2016. They were the 2 years. That's 10 years ago. Technically, it's 10 years ago in about a week. Or it's over 10 years ago. Swifty, Watford, Luton. It is, yeah. Which 2 clubs play in the M1 derby? It's Luton Town and Watford. Right, back to green. Come on, we're very near the second half here now. We're very close to the second half. It's not Forest, Notts County, no, Dan. Callum, how have you been? Just been at the families for Boxing Day, so I haven't been in till now doing games and that. We did all our games like last night after the Saudi Pro League, and then we did them earlier this morning as well, before the Egypt game. Which Swedish footballer once had a clause inserted into his Premier League contract that prohibited him from travelling into space? Which Swedish footballer... I'm making sure I've read this right. Which Swedish footballer once had a clause inserted into his Premier League contract that prohibited him from travelling into space? I'm going to have to Google this now to get some to get some actual clarity on exactly what the hell they're talking about here. But it's not Lundberg, it's not Larsson, and it's not Zlatan. It's someone... Yeah. It was a unique provision in his contract that voided the deal if he travelled to space, stemming from his keen interest in space tourism and a worry that he'd take a commercial flight, making it a famous quirky piece of football history as commercial space travel didn't take off as expected, and this player has never left Earth during his contract. Anyway, but it was in there. Apparently, they were anticipated commercial... Well, I know they were because I remember it. It was Stefan Schwartz of Sunderland. Basically, Sunderland were very, very upset at the idea that this guy wanted to go and... he wanted to go into space. So he put a clause in his contract saying, listen, don't you be running off to space. Don't you be going off to space anytime soon. Because there was all that talk of Virgin, wasn't there? Virgin running space flights and everything. That was like around the time of the millennium, and that's when Stefan Schwartz was at his best for Sunderland. What a run this is. Newcastle, hit it! You fucking... How have you fallen over fresh air there? Can we put a clause in his contract? Jesus, tonight. Oh... Gotti says that's enough cards for one night, yeah. New setup, love it, Keeney. How's it going? Cheers, mate. Bradders says, do United deserve the lead? Look at the state of that. Oh, Jacob Ramsey. You've got to... Listen, as a bog standard basic thing, they've got to bring this into trials. At Premier League football clubs, you've got to be able to run without falling over. It's so bad. Daniel says, I know Shaka Hislops was stopped from taking flying lessons after word got out he started. Was it really? See, that's another good one. I like that. Yeah, Shaka Hislop stopped from taking flying lessons. But yeah, there you go. Stefan Schwartz of Sunderland, not... How have they got the throw in for that? Or at least it is a Newcastle throw. Steve says, I want to go to space. How can the Black Cat stop someone from doing that? News to me. Yeah. Did you do the Egypt game today, says Brendan? I did, mate. Yeah, it was a pretty poor game. It was the tale of 2 penalties in the end. Oh, that's a foul, ref. He's all over him. Are you giving a foul there, Anthony Taylor? And a yellow card for Cunha, please. Come on. Give him a book in there. Oh, he's all over him. That's such a cynical foul, that Anthony Taylor. Look at this. How is he not getting a yellow card for this? He's a dirty bugger. He's pulling him back. That's a clear yellow. Yellow card. Get him on a yellow card. He would have been a red card in for later in this game. Foxy says the Sweden team was brilliant when Schwartz was playing for them. Martin Dahlin, Anderson, Brolin, Ravelli, Thomas Brolin. Handsome Thomas Brolin. Right, Newcastle ball in. Big chance, this one. Oh, lucky. Good clearance away by United. That's really good play. Very good football. I've got to give him the due. That's good defending. And Brendan says 2 goals, 2 games. Pity Slot can't get the most out of him, isn't it? I mean, it was a penalty, mate, and it wasn't a penalty. Really wasn't a penalty, I promise you. Kyle says, new layout is much better. Cheers, Kyle. Thanks very much, mate. Appreciate it. Stick around. And Raheem Sterling says, how making Amorim look like a tactical genius. It's a corner to Newcastle here. 5 minutes into the second half. We desperately need a Newcastle equaliser here. Foxy says Brolin turned up in England overweight, sadly. I remember his first ever goal for Leeds. Have a look at it on YouTube if you've never seen it. It's incredible. Bounces in off his face. And I mean, like, gets smacked against his face and goes in. Raheem says, Newcastle equaliser before 60th minute and they'll win. It's another corner for Newcastle. Steve says, who is your favourite young player in the Premier League so far? This season, my favourite Premier League player. Ooh. Favourite young Premier League player, you say? I really enjoy watching Nico O'Reilly. Yeah, I've got to say. I'm really enjoying watching. Every time Nico O'Reilly plays for City, I really enjoy. I think he's a fantastic player. Newcastle chance. Hit it. Oh, unlucky. Big deflection again. Dorgu does very well. Front post. Nearly 1-1. Daniel says, what do you think of City Group pulling funding from Mumbai FC? I mean, they're doing a lot of peculiar things, City, aren't they? I've heard lots of different things about City. How true it is, I don't know, but I'm sure City were... Oh, chance far post. There was all sorts of things saying that City were consulting with kind of crisis management teams or whatever over the last 18 months. There was all sorts of reports that they were engaging with, like, people who are experienced in handling distressed financial assets or whatever the case may be. Again, I'm in no way financially, you might not have guessed, I'm in no way financially savvy when it comes to that sort of stuff, but it would make a lot of sense if there was maybe a forthcoming concern over what might or might not happen with 115. We don't know. There may be no charges. There may be charges. We are completely and utterly in the dark. Swifty says very few players this season have stood out. It just feels like football's become more and more about athletes and not really about actual Mavericks footballers. Great ball in, great header defensively. That was brilliant from Luke Shaw. Great play that from Luke Shaw. Again, I've got to give him credit. Foxy says favourite young player in the Prem would be Krupi at Bournemouth. Yeah, Krupi's had a good start to the season. He's done all right, hasn't he? Ekatiki's quite young. Depends how young you want to go, I guess. I should never say that statement on this channel, should I? That's highly clippable. Depends how young you want to go. Definitely don't repeat it. Dan, how old is Wilson from Fulham? He's doing all right. Harry Wilson's about 26, 27 now. Yeah, his young era was when he was at Liverpool. Maybe when he was at Bournemouth. I'm sure we sold him when he was about 22. Good player, though. Really like Harry Wilson. Gaz TPR, anyone think Liverpool could win the league this season? Not unless we get some big reinforcements in January, no. 3-star Red says, the way this game is going, Wrexham v Sheffield United may have been the better game. Hopefully it'll spark into action soon. It's been very flat, hasn't it? Dan, VAR check on Key. Should be a yellow. All the way back with Aaron Ramsdale the ball now. Hey, cheers, Paul. Thanks very much for that, mate. Gaz says, I honestly think we've got a chance. The Legend FK says, no, we can't. It's extremely difficult to win the league and we've lost too many points. I mean, we're not terribly far behind Arsenal, and Arsenal don't really seem like they're pulling up trees, to be honest, at the minute. So, it just, yeah, I think it's not. The thing is, we'd have to go on an incredible run. We'd have to go on a run very similar to what Villa have just been on. Like 10, 12 wins in a row. Do that, and then you might start getting a bit of confidence back. But up to now, no, probably not. And realistically, if Isak's out for the best part of the season, we need a centre forward, a centre back, and a centre mid. That's why the Semenyo links didn't make any sense at all. Liverpool don't want Semenyo. We don't need Semenyo. It's not even a position we're looking at. We shouldn't be looking at. We need players down our spine. We desperately need players down our spine. We're not bothered about players out wide. Here's Anthony Gordon. Ball to the far post. Lamons claims nice and easy. Too easy, that. Daniel, what are you doing on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day? Would it be cliche if I said I'm watching football? I'll be watching football again. New Year's Eve, we've got... who have we got New Year's Eve, actually? Wednesday the 31st, isn't it? 2 games on Wednesday the 31st. We're doing Equatorial Guinea against Algeria, which could be a decisive one in Group E, in the AFCON, and then 7 o'clock, Gabon v Ivory Coast. Again, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Gabon are going to have to step up. Ivory Coast already pretty much through after the win with Amad Diallo, and they've got some quality players there, haven't they? But I would imagine it's going to be those two, Equatorial Guinea v Algeria and then Gabon v Ivory Coast. New Year's Day is pretty packed because it's a full championship fixture list on New Year's Day. Liverpool v Leeds United, 5:30. 8 o'clock, probably Sunderland. Would we do Sunderland Man City, 8 o'clock? Yeah, maybe. Might be the right thing, that, to do. Who's on the 3 o'clocks on New Year's Day? New Year's Day, January 2026. Oh, that's it. There's only them. There's a 5:30 and an 8 o'clock slot on New Year's Day. So probably Liverpool Leeds, maybe Sunderland City. The Legend FK says we now have Barcola links. Bradley Barcola. I don't think that makes sense though, to be honest. 3-star Red says, we've done that one, sorry. Aaron, only Man City, Villa and Arsenal can win the league realistically. And Sarah says, I don't think Villa have any chance of winning the league. No, me neither. I think Villa fall away. I actually think Villa drop points against Chelsea this weekend. Three-star Reds. Villa could be the surprise package for the title. The run of form they're on at the moment is certainly title race form. It is, and I've got to give them credit, but when you look at that Villa defence, I think that's the problem. Pau Torres brings so much experience that when they lose him, they just have a massive drop-off, but he's a really top centre-back, Pau Torres. Brendan still reckon Liverpool have a better chance of winning the league than City. No, City are banging it. I still think City will win it, if I'm really honest. I've said City all season. I'm going to stick with that. Even when Arsenal have been bang on top, I still thought... And City were struggling. City were below us at times. I really thought City would come back. They're too good not to. They're just too resilient, and they've got that experience. They've got that staying power. It's exactly what Pep Guardiola said. The season is one thing, very long. It's very, very long. And what the table looks like in December just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It means nothing. United have defended incredibly well here, I've got to be honest. Aaron, do you follow the Championship? And if so, who do you think will go up? I think Coventry, Borough and Southampton. Well, I watch the Championship every week, mate. We do watch-alongs on the Championship on this channel. Lots and lots of Championship watch-alongs on here. And I think Coventry are the only one I can certainly say will go up. Borough have been pretty poor the last couple of weeks against Blackburn and Bristol City. Southampton lost today, last minute. They cost me, Southampton, losing away at Oxford. So yeah, I'm not sure about Southampton. I think Ipswich will. I fancy Ipswich. So I think it'll probably be Ipswich and Coventry automatics. And then for the playoffs, it could be any one from about 9 teams. Honestly, there's that many that could be pulled into it. I think Sheffield United could get involved, even though they've just been beat by Wrexham. Wouldn't surprise me if Wrexham could be amongst it. There's a few, yeah. That's a foul. I think that's a foul. Good play from United to get it away. This has been a really, really solid, composed defensive performance from United. It has. I've got to give them credit. Credit where it's due. That's not a foul, ref. That's not a foul. Gotti, hopefully we can get Morecambe watch-along on here. Well, we've done a Morecambe watch-along before. I'm sure we'll get another one. Is that a goal kick? I thought he'd give offside there. Sesko smashes one against the bar. That looked like he'd got offside there. Jeremy Cox, do you think Newcastle will score? Yes, I think Newcastle score. He's onside. There's nothing wrong with that. I thought he was off, but did very well. Stayed onside. And smashes it off the bar there, Sesko. Newcastle really need to step it up a notch here because they're struggling. But I've got to give credit to United. I think they've played well. Xerxes just come on here for... Is it for Sesko? I think it's a straight swap. I think Sesko's off, Xerxes on. Lenny Yoro about to come on. This will give Newcastle encouragement. This will give Newcastle encouragement. I think Casemiro's going off, Yoro's coming on, and we might be about to see Lisandro Martinez step into midfield. This is the position that a lot of United fans seem to want him in. Lisandro Martinez in as a number 6. Aaron says, you have a rough idea at Christmas where your team is going to finish. I support Grimsby. We're 15th and no way we're going to go up or down unless we go on a mental run. But we've seen that, haven't we? January's a bit of a curveball. Sometimes the January window can change everything, can't it, Aaron? And Nigel says, can't see any of the Championship side surviving in the Prem next season. Sunderland definitely impressed me how well they are doing. I think that was largely due to the transfer window, though, wasn't it, Nigel, if we're honest? The quality of the transfer window can sometimes make or break a team. Odd subs, says Swifty. Yeah, it's... peculiar at a 60-minute point in the match where you know maybe subs again can make or break a performance. I certainly wouldn't have switched my striker and put taking Casemiro off for Lisandro Martinez to go into midfield. And now all of a sudden Newcastle have got a chance off the bar. Newcastle running at that back line with total freedom. All of a sudden them subs have changed things. Newcastle back to Murphy. It's hung up to the back post. Headed out. Edge of the box. Chance. Oh, there is a claim for a handball. Is it a penalty? What's he given? Corner? Oh, I tell you what, all of a sudden them subs have just sent United into chaos. Look at that. Martinez steps out of defence and heaven, they'd left a massive gap. Lewis Hall running at the back line and he has a shot and it smashes the bar. Oh, that would have been a massive, massive error from Ruben Amorim. Corner ball in, flicked onto the far post. Newcastle chance. Cleared away, but not so far. Headed back in, chance again. Oh, it's all messy. Edge of the box, hit it. Oh, that's not going to be a foul. No, Anthony Taylor says play on. 2 players down in the box. One of them, a Newcastle player. Lisandro Martinez is down. Lewis Hall, I think. It's not Anthony Gordon. It's Lewis Hall who's down. I think Martinez might be okay. Let's just watch this one back. It gets headed on at the back stick. Oh, hey, that's handball. That's handball. It's a shot. I'll tell you what, they've got to check this. Oh, it's handball, that ref. That absolutely has to be handball. That absolutely has to be handball. It's a double handball from Martinez. It's a goal-bound shot. It must be handball. It absolutely must be handball, that. Nah, as if he's going like that. He's going like that. It's never handball. You can't give that. You can't say that's not handball. He literally catches it. It's two hands, that. That's clearer than the Everton one the other day. It's clearer than the Everton one. Absolutely crystal clear. Absolutely has to be handball, that. Come on, Newcastle. Here we go. It's coming. Sorted out, referee. Clear penalty, Anthony Taylor. It's got to be a pen, that. It's got to be a pen. That's handball. He's pushing Chow away. He's affected the game, hasn't he? He's nailed on. That's a pen. That's why he's on the floor. Exactly. He's trying to distract the ref, isn't he? He's trying to distract the ref. Anthony Taylor, I'm telling you, you've got to go and have a look at this. You've got to go and have a look at this. There's a check. There's a check. Come on. Give us the old, this is the magic. This is the moment we're all waiting on. Yay! What's he given? Has he given it? What's he doing? What's been given? He's not give it. Oh, you lucky, lucky boy. You look at him smiling. Yeah, thought you would. Oh. How is that not a pen? How is that not a pen? Ben Hughes, he autographed it. He did, didn't he? Two hands on that then. How's he not given that? Oh, it's clear pen. Clear pen. Every day of the week. Gordon up against Yoro. He's beat him to it. Voltamada lays it off. Too easy, that. Far too easy. And now United on the counter. It's a great ball over, and Dorgu's gone in for pace, I think. Good clearance. Well done. Swifty's back was turned. It doesn't matter, though. If your back's turned and you go like that, it doesn't matter. Shielding it. Two hands. I mean, it's handball, that. Aaron says, my unpopular opinion is that the January transfer window should be scrapped for all clubs in Europe. Just deal with what you've got. Hate the fact you can lose your best players halfway through a season. Only good reason supporting a League 2 team is we don't have to deal with VAR. That's fair enough, Aaron, yeah. And to be fair, Grimsby have given me one of the best moments of the season with the United result, so I like Grimsby a lot. Here we go. Newcastle pushing forward again. Still 25 to go plus added time. Get Wisser and Barnes on right now. Well, Wisser is about to come on, as is Joe Linton. Wisser and Joe Linton. DC says his arms were already out and the ball was kicked at them at a short distance. Doesn't matter. It's a goal-bound shot. It's a goal-bound shot. You can't have your arms out like that. Doesn't matter how far away the ball. If your arms are out like that and it's going towards the goal, it's handball. Absolutely has to be handball. Tony says, what happened to VAR checking the pen shout? They did. They checked it and they said no, which is crazy, isn't it, Tony? Sarah says VAR isn't the problem. It's the PGMOL running it that's the problem. Never a truer word said. Raheem, I forgot you're allowed to pick the ball up in your own box to stop a goal. Great pass from Newcastle. They are starting to grow into the game a little bit, though. That you know, they've hit the bar and they've had the penny shout and they're starting to pick up a little bit more of an advanced position now. Good pass, Newcastle. Oh, fuck. Come on. Anthony Gordon. Oh, it's a whisker wide. It's a lovely bit of play from Newcastle, that. Ball comes into Murphy. Murphy, little dink through, and Gordon. Oh, just across the face of goal. So close. Hey, Mayenda. All right, mate, how's it going? I'm good, man. How are you? Good to see you. Tony Peter says, get Barnes on. Swifty, a couple of daft subs, and United are all over the shop. Well, here's Wisser coming on. Who's the daft subs for Newcastle? This is the question. Joe Linton, Barnes and Wisser all on. Voltemada off. Voltemada, Murphy, and Ramsey off. They are brave subs. I've got to say, I would have been bringing on Wisser and Voltemada together. I don't think you take Voltemada off in a game like this. If anything, if anyone can get a result if you're going to start pumping balls long into the box, you want Voltemada on the pitch, don't you? It's crazy. At a time when Newcastle probably will start to go more direct, they take off their big, tall centre-forward. Baffling decision. Gotti says, I don't think Gordon will be at Newcastle for much longer. The big clubs will nab him in January. Who? Who do you think could take him in Jan? Liverpool have long been linked with Anthony Gordon, by the way, but I can't think of a worse fit for Liverpool right now. We were linked with him, and I think a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, if Liverpool had paid 80 million for Gordon, I wouldn't have been that bothered. I'd have been quite happy with that. But, no, not anymore. He's certainly not a Liverpool player. Aaron says, I can remember Grimsby beating Liverpool in the League Cup 2001 at Anfield. That's our greatest result, I think. I remember that game very well. It was Phil Jevons, wasn't it? Phil Jevons. I think he was ex-Everton? Ex-Everton Academy player. Phil Jevons scored for Grimsby that night. I remember it very well, Aaron. Yeah. Great team. Great Grimsby team. Dan says it's been given and Mali scores 1-1 in the Mali-Morocco game. Foxy says Howe's in-game management has also been criticised a lot. Never switches it up tactically with subs. Always straight swaps. Swifty, I'm not convinced by Gordon. And the Barnes Newcastle need right now is ex-Magpie and LFC legend John Barnes. And Ben says, what is it about strikers not gambling when the ball comes across? See it every game. I thought that as well. Maybe that's another factor in Voltemada coming off, because when Gordon puts that across the 6-yard box, if I'm Anthony Gordon, I'm screaming at him. That's a tap-in for any striker, that. If you put Andy Cole in that Newcastle box, or anyone, any striker over the last 20 years worth the salt, they are absolutely gambling. As soon as Gordon gets to the byline, they are there. They are absolutely waiting to pounce. Tap-in FC. Ruud van Nistelrooy would have been all over that. He thrived off them types of goals. But yeah, I'm with you, Swifty. I'm really not convinced by Anthony Gordon. Sarah says he's not doing anything. No, I'm not. I know that Voltemada isn't doing anything, but quite frequently in games where the whole team is struggling, strikers rarely do. I mean, that's been one of the criticisms levelled at Alexander Isak at Liverpool. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't get involved. And honestly, you don't want him involved necessarily. Alexander Isak should be occupying the centre-backs, and the rest of the team have to do what they do to get the ball into him. If the teams are not getting the ball into him, it's pointless him dropping deep, because that just lets the centre-backs squeeze up, doesn't it? It affects the whole pitch if the striker starts abandoning his position. And that's why sometimes you'll see centre-forwards like Erling Haaland, for example, who if they don't score, it was one of the criticisms of Erling Haaland, wasn't it? If they don't score, you don't see him. Don't hear from him. He doesn't get involved enough. But he's an absolute goal machine if you can get the ball in the right areas, as City do. So yeah, Voltemada, I don't think you have him on the pitch to say, well, he can link up play or whatever. You can do that too. But I think you've got to keep him on the pitch for the when the chance comes, he will take it. And I think he's a good player. I think you'd have been better off keeping him on the pitch. Wisser, chance for Joe Linton. Oh, good block from United. I have to balance this by saying I really think United have defended very, very well tonight. It's hard for me to say as a Liverpool fan, but I mean, I said early in the game, didn't I? I'm not going to, the whole I told you so. But I did say I thought this would be a game that wasn't heavy on goals and it was quite tight. Both teams limited in terms of their ability to create chances. Newcastle's away form quite poor. And I thought it might be a 1-0 or maybe a 2-1 at an absolute push. But a 1-0 to either side is what I thought we'd see. And it's looking like it might well be that kind of way. Legend FK, Andy Cole was lethal for every club he played for. Absolutely sensational playing Andy Cole. Foxy says Gordon's more interested in being Karate Kid 7 with that haircut. Well, Tonali's on a booking there. I'll say no more. Great odds. Oh, chance should be 2. Oh, my goodness me. Is that Diogo Dalot? Oh, Diogo Dalot. How have you missed it? Should have put United 2 in front there. He's clean. I think he's onside. Nah, he'd have been called off. He'd have been called back, that one. He'd have been called offside. But it's horrendous defending. Is it Malik Chow? Who's the defender there? Who lets that bounce? Oh, who's number 5? Is that Shah? Fabian Shah. For an experienced defender, that is shocking. Rule number 1 as a defender, never let the ball bounce. What are you doing? Lets it drop over his head, and Diogo Dalot's there. If he's onside and he puts that in the net, oh, I'm hauling Shah off the pitch. I wouldn't even put a replacement sub on, just get him off. Newcastle chance, shocking cross. Absolutely shocking. Gotti says, remember when Alan Smith attempted to block Reese's free kick in the FA Cup and broke his leg? Yes, yeah. Steve says, don't disrespect the Wimbledon tennis legend like this. He is not that good. Karate Kid, respect the movie. And Foxy says Gordon should be nowhere near the World Cup squad. I think he will be, just by virtue of the fact that we don't actually have any proper left wingers, really. Great ball in from Gordon. Wisser scuffs it. And good clearance again from United. Fair play. Good play. Good defending that from Joe Linton. That's better though by United. Out to Shaw. And they've just got no one forward. Dorgu's with him if he can find him. Raheem Sterling says Newcastle don't deserve nothing today. Absolutely shocking. Well, we're heading into the last 15 and it's quickly looking like it's going to be an uncomfortable Manchester United win, I would say. It's certainly, I can't argue that it's not deserved. It'll be a very, very poor watch, won't it? It'll been a poor game today if United end up pinching this. Nathan, you take your tallest player off and then start crossing the ball in. That doesn't make any sense to me either, Nathan. I didn't think that would make any sense. I think if you're going to start going direct, the smarter thing to do would have been to keep Voltemada on and bring Wisser on maybe for one of your midfielders. Maybe don't put Harvey Barnes on. Oh, hey. Oh, that was poor from Lenny Yoro. He keeps taking chances like that, Lenny Yoro, doesn't he? He's another one who's not been convincing recently, Lenny Yoro. That's the one thing that just gives me a little bit of hope coming into the last 10-15 minutes here, is United's defence are not... They've played very well tonight. They've not been organised. They've been resilient and they've been plucky, and they've always been in the way with a block. So I'd give Ruben Amorim massive credit for being, for motivating his players to be very, very diligent in their defensive work tonight. Not particularly organised though, and we saw that as soon as the changes were made, United started conceding chances. Last 15, and now he's bringing on Willock. Yeah, he's a player who can change the game. Willock for Tonali. Yeah, take Tonali off. Player who maybe has a bit more of an engine, but you're bringing on Willock now to just try and, I don't know, can he produce something? Can he produce a moment for Newcastle in these last 15 minutes? Are they going to close him down? It's going to be a corner. That was a mad run, that. Mateus Cunha ends up getting back and getting a toe on it, but they just seem... Honestly, it feels like every time Newcastle get the ball and run at United's back line, they're all just standing off him. I don't know if it's a tactical approach that Amorim's taking. They all just seem to stand off him, and then all of a sudden all swarm at him at once. But it's a very strange tactic. It's encouraging long-distance shooting, and heaven forbid they knock it past him, because they'll give away a penalty playing like that. Corner kick for Newcastle. Oh, must be. Oh, Senna Lammon's clearing. Oh, I tell you what, he's a lucky boy, Senna Lammon's. Ball comes in. He, again, swipes at fresh air. Is it a foul on Senna Lammon's? He's not been given a foul for that, has he? Has he given a foul for that? No. Oh, he's a lucky, lucky boy. Lucky, lucky boy. No, that's not a foul, that. Senna Lammon's comes out for it and he's palming away at fresh air. And it falls to a United player in the end. And the ref gives a free kick anyway. But very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. Steve says, come on, Willock, do something for once. I don't remember the last time I seen you play, but whatever. Swifty, I don't see a foul there. Nor do I. But we know what... This is what refs and goalkeepers do, isn't it? We know that referees are happy to protect goalkeepers. You only need to fart near them, they give a free kick. Joe Linton. That's a foul, ref. Jesus Christ. Can we have a foul for that, please, sir? Good grief. Oh, this referee. Shocking. One day or less, I wasn't expecting this, to be honest, Key. I was expecting a Newcastle win. We all were. Honestly, I was really expecting Newcastle to take the game to United. Great ball. Anthony Gordon in the box. Got to get the pass right. No, you've got to get the pass right there. Oh, it's so poor again. Oh, I can't. Honestly, I'm not a Newcastle fan at all. But I can't tell you how frustrating this is. Oh, it's so shocking. Oh. Reece, how is this game not 1-0? I don't understand. It's not 1-0 because Newcastle are getting in good positions and they're not taking the chances. United are open. They are definitely open. They're open for business. Newcastle, if they want it, they can get a point here. At the very least, get one in the next 5 minutes. The win is still on. United are conceding up chances. They are. They're defending very diligently, but they're open. They're not in any way particularly organised in terms of a system. Look at this again. It's going to be another... Is it? I thought it was going to be a corner. But again, no, you scrappy. It's straight back to Newcastle. Within 30 seconds of giving it to United, they've got it back. Here's Willock. Don't shoot. Wisser. Down. Back to Gordon. You've got Lewis Hall on the overlap. Better from United again. Scottish GHK. We knew the ref would be awful, but he's outdoing himself tonight. And 3-star Red says, calling it a night, key. Been a long couple of days. See you for the 2 games tomorrow. Take it easy, mate. Yeah, listen. Lots of luck tomorrow for Forest against City. And yeah, hopefully see you tomorrow night. And I hope your knee's better as well, mate. But I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Rule number 1, never expect a Newcastle away win, says Foxy. This game sums up our season in the Prem. Very poor, hasn't it? Nathan says, you watch United get one lucky breakaway. Oh, it's here. It's here. He's going to go from the halfway line here. Poor. Shocking. Swifty, I hope you get stuffed 3-star. Legend FK, it was up to Newcastle to take their chances. The ref or no ref, Newcastle have not been clinical tonight. That's very true. Daniel, what's been your favourite game you've watched this year? I'm doing a Premier League Dad Wrapped with my top 10 games this year. Not a video, just a post. So if you follow me on Twitter, if you follow me on the other place, I know you're watching on TT now, but if you watch over on Y, you'll see it on there in the next couple of days. Florida Cavalry says Newcastle play their asses off against Liverpool but won't perform against a weak United. Clear script. Clear script. Jaden says, can we talk about the handball? I thought it should have been a handball, mate. But at the same time, I've got to level with you. I just feel like... Is it really a smart... Like, would it have been a fair result? Hey, thank you very much, Paul. Cheers for that, mate. Thank you very much. Lovely to have you in the chat, as always. Wisser. He's running. He's putting a lot of effort in, Wisser, but he's not doing enough with it. You're always ahead of the game. Not quite. Nathan Tarkovsky, last minute goal. Derby, got to be on your top 10 key. No, absolutely not. No games where Liverpool lose in the last minute. I thought about having the Leeds 3-3 in there, but no. Can't have Leeds 3-3, and I can't have Everton Tarkovsky 2-2. No, we've had some bad results like that, but no, I'm not having that one. Chance, far post. Come on, Willock. Oh, why are they so reticent? This. Oh, my God. Get it in. Better. No. Better. Keep it in. Lewis Hall. Fucking hell. Legend FK says, unfortunately, United have hung in there, so they deserve something, I guess. I'm finding it very difficult to argue United don't deserve the 3 points. I'm really trying to argue that they don't, but I can't really. It's a very... On the balance of what we've seen, it's a very, very fair performance, or a very fair result. I think the penalty was unjust. I think he maybe should have been given as a penalty against Lisandro Martinez, but I'm not going to try and argue that Newcastle really deserve anything in this game. They've been quite poor. But equally, United have defended quite well. They've not been brilliant. United haven't been great, but they've probably deserved the 3 points based off what we've seen. Graham says, last 10 minutes would love a draw. Oh, it'd be brilliant if they pinched a draw, wouldn't it? Yeah, I desperately want a draw here. Come on, Newcastle. Daniel says, don't forget the Chelsea and Palace games. Yeah, Chelsea and Palace don't get much of a look in either in the top 10, I can assure you. Better from Newcastle. Oh, no, Anthony Gordon again. Oh, fucking Anthony Gordon. They work it so well. Why doesn't he put it across to Wissa? Why? Harvey Barnes, this is why you're going to get capped for Scotland, you mug. You get a cap for Scotland and not the not England. You get a cap for Scotland playing like that. Ball played in, all he has to do is roll it across the 6-yard box. Wissa's there for a tap-in. Instead, he pulls it back to Gordon, and Gordon puts it over. 2 points for Wigan. Fucking shite. Claire Boyle having a bad game. Claire Balding, I think you're going for there. Or Susan Boyle. One of the two. Claire Balding is Anthony Gordon. Claire Balding. Scottish GHK, Anthony Gordon, more like Gordon Bennett. Shocking, innit? Right, here's Willock driving forward. He's got Harvey Barnes there. Barnes puts it in. Great ball. Good defensive header from Martinez. And Legend FK says not being that keen on Gordon since that Liverpool tackle. The one against Van Dijk. Foxy says this is tragic. It's been a really, really disappointing performance, hasn't it? But there's still time. There's still time for the late equaliser. And if we can get one in the next couple of minutes, maybe, just maybe. Maybe, just maybe. That's the Premier League dad mantra on this channel. There's always time for the late goal. Maybe, just maybe. Come on. Miley into Willock. Not like that. Not like that. Miley. Oh, get up. Get up. Do not blow up for that. Never a head injury. Look at the state of that. Look at the state of that. Oh, he got a ball in the face and he's gone down like a sack of spuds. It's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Yeah, get him off the pitch. This does my head in. To stop the pressure, he goes down. Swifty says ref has to stop it though, that's the rules. He just doesn't know. Just does. Who's these coming on now for United? Is that Malacia? Surely that's not Tyrell Malacia coming on. It's the first time we've seen him in a United shirt for God knows how long. Martinez handing off the captain's armband. Who's he giving it to? Diogo Dalot. New Man United vice-captain at the moment. Justin Hepper just got home. How's the game been? Crap, mate. Yeah, garbage. Really poor. United's goal was very good, though. Dorgu's, the one bit of quality in the game has probably won it. I think that's, if we're going to be, like, I'm a Liverpool fan, right? And I've got to give credit where it's due. We've seen one bit of quality in the game. Dorgu's goal, top class, can't deny it. It was a great goal. And then United have defended quite diligently as a team. They've done all right. Newcastle have had their chances, but not every chance they've had, they've scuffed it, or it's just not really been worthy of a point. They've not. I can't look at it and realistically say they deserve a point. Newcastle, they don't. They've been crap. And nobody is more disappointed than I at that fact. Believe me, I'm as gutted as Newcastle fans watching this. I really wanted Newcastle to win tonight. Swifty says, hold your head, and the ref stops it. Yeah, and that's the problem, isn't it? That's what's getting abused at the minute. Newcastle header over the bar. Fabian Schär, shocking. Wanderer says, it's going to be a thrashing now. The bomb squad members on. And Foxy says, what do you think about the standard of the Prem overall in terms of quality? The level has dropped all across Europe for me. Again, I'm finding it very difficult to disagree with you. I mean, end of the day, mate, I love football. You can't run a channel like this and not love football. I love football. I love watching football. But I have to agree with you. I have this kind of argument every day with myself where I wrestle with, is it nostalgia? Is it something that happens when you get to this point in your life where you're always kind of hankering for the years gone by? And you know, because I'll be honest, my dad always said that. My dad's probably watching this now. My dad always said that footy was better back in the 70s and the 80s when he was growing up. And, you know, they couldn't do all this diving and play acting in the 70s and the 80s. Yeah, they couldn't, you know, waste time like this in the 70s and 80s. Referees wouldn't have it and all this sort of stuff. Tackles. Couldn't go down like that or tackles like that in the 70s and 80s. Proper game. They didn't get carpet pitches like this in the 70s and 80s. They were playing on mud footy pitches at times. Proper footballers. Balls would bounce and bobble. Your touch had to be perfect. So there was all that. And maybe it's just nostalgia. I don't know. I don't know if football quality has dropped or if we're just... Chance for Newcastle! How have you fucking missed this, Miley? Oh, 90th minute. Lewis Miley. He's been Newcastle's best player for months and he's just skied it. 10 yards out. All you've got to do is hit the target there and he swings his left foot at it like a sausage. If sausages had left foots. Michael Donaghy says, speak the truth, pal, Newcastle have been robbed. They haven't been robbed, mate. They haven't. And like I said, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'd love it. I'd love to be able to say, yeah, Newcastle have been robbed here. They haven't. United have been the better side. They've been crap. But Newcastle have been crap. It's been two crap teams. That's what we've watched tonight. Two crap teams, both missing good players. And end of the day, we've not really seen too many clear chances. And the one half chance we've had, the one bit of quality has won the game. Blake, if anything, the Premiership is more competitive. Villa, Forest, Palace and more playing in Europe. I know, but is that as a result of the bottom as... Oh, chance, no. Swifty, Blake, the level has not dropped at all. Let's be careful to not be victims of nostalgia. And the level is not... This was no back pass rule, says Swifty, and they wasted time that way. What have I missed? Sorry. Blake says Xerxes has zero interest in going vertical. He just wants ball to feet all the time. Yellow card, that surely, for Anthony Taylor. You having a yellow card here? No. We've got 7 added minutes added on, by the way. Bethany B says, my husband watches you all the time. Big up yourself. Nice. Thank you very much, Bethany. I appreciate that. Steve says, every dad is like this. Back in our days, football was more entertaining and enjoyable, and now it's soft. Well, I can't disagree when I watch games like this. And that's what I mean. Maybe that's why. Look at that. Cunha's been booked there, and you're not telling me he shouldn't have been booked in the first half, should he? You're not telling me he should... Look at him shouting at the ref. He should be off now. He should be off him. He really should be off Matheus Cunha. He's a liability. I'm telling you, the guy's an absolute head the ball. Absolute head the ball. The Legend FK says, I personally preferred football before VAR. It's probably a fair shout, to be honest. Here's Lewis Hall. Come on, Newcastle. Come on. Come on. You can get one more chance in this game. Last 4 minutes we've got. You can definitely get one more chance against these. I'm telling you, at least one. If you pinch one in the next 2 minutes, you might even get another one. Because they'll fold like a cheap suit. Go on. Far post. Look at the state of that. Lamons, he's shocking him. Oh, he's claimed it as well. No, he's not. That's brilliant from Lamons. Oh, I hate it when they do good stuff. I thought he just came out and cleared all his players out there. But he kind of did, but got the ball. Fair play. Afi, how long is extra time? It's 3.5 minutes left. 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes added on. 3.5 minutes to go. Jake, we can't have United going above Liverpool here. Yeah, it'll only be 24 hours though. Christ, we'll be back ahead of them again after Wolves. We only need a point against Wolves. We're back in front of them. Justin, who's your man of the match? Man of the match. I think I'd probably give it to... Oh, what the fucking hell is that? Oh, Newcastle, shocking. Oh. Senna Lamons did all right there. I'd probably give it to Dorgu. Yeah, I'd probably give it to Dorgu just on the basis that his one bit of quality has won the match. That's it. It's probably it. And he's got forward well. He's provided an out ball when United have needed him to. I can't really pick anyone out. Like I said, it's been 22 very poor players on the pitch for the most part, haven't they? It's been very, very poor from United and from Newcastle, and ultimately they won't be bothered, United, will they? Because 3 points is 3 points. But I would say Dorgu. Here's Gordon now, up against the low. Ball into the box. Stands it up. Oh! Well left by Lamons again. Whew. Gordy says, now I expect a very good win. And Scottish GHK said, now we'll only get a point against Wolves unless the academy lads play well. Yeah, something tells me I am expecting us to drop points against Wolves. I really am. It's all primed for it, isn't it? Foxy says Dorgu for sure. The young lad Aidan Heaven has done well too. Yeah, Heaven's got on, he's blocked a couple of chances, hasn't he? I think Martinez has done all right as well. I always rated Lisandro Martinez though. I always felt like Lisandro Martinez was a good defender. If he could stay fit, he was a good defender. Blake says Newcastle have turned into home merchants. Don't like playing away, do they, Newcastle? Steve Olad says, by the way, happy late 1 year on YouTube, bro. Just check the profile. Smashing it, lad. Cheers, man. Thank you. It's still very, very new to me. I'm still learning very much, but if you go back and look at any of the earlier streams, it's night and day compared to where we are now, and I'm hoping in another 2-3 months it might look even better than it does now. So, yeah, just keep getting better. See where we are in a few months' time. But thank you. I appreciate that, mate. Daniel, you said easy 4-0 win the other day. Well, I've changed my mind since I found out that we've got no centre-back now. Kanate's been missing training. I think Kanate's out for this one as well. One Durales says, I'm glad we have Lamons. He's better than that fraud Onana. I still can't believe Onana's not gone the AFCON. I can't believe you've got a £50 million Cameroonian goalkeeper. Not even at the AFCON. Blake says allowing this Man United side to keep a clean sheet is sackable on its own. This might be the last chance, and I think it is. That's it. Full time. Is it full time? Is he blown up yet? No. I thought Anthony Taylor had the whistle to his mouth there. He's got to get it in the box. It's now or never. It's still playing. That's got to be full time now. Surely that's full time. That's our ball, ref. No, full time. There you go. Full time, United have won 1-0. Fucking hell, absolutely shocking. Shocking yet again. Good night, pal. Take it easy. Take it easy, Paul. Thanks very much for that, mate. As always, really nice to really nice to have you in the chat, as always, mate. Daniel says Wolves shouldn't get into Liverpool's third, so it shouldn't make a difference. Where's Van Dijk? No, Van Dijk's there, but Konate's not. So I imagine it'll be Van Dijk and maybe Welty Lucky. Unless something's happened in the last, 24 hours that we don't know about. Well, what a shit game that was. I wish I could tell you anything, but what a terrible game that was. Graham says the worst game I've seen in a long time. It was crap, wasn't it? Yeah, it was awful, that. Steve says Konate is doing his best to go on a free to Real Madrid. And proud to be posh. Fantasy is cooked. Triple captain Anthony Gordon. You triple captain Anthony Gordon in this one. Oh, you silly sausage. Daniel says Hendo at the back in the worst case. Joe says key, mate, we are so unlucky. Oh, Joe, pack it in, mate. Pack it in. Don't be saying things like that. You're unlucky. You're not unlucky. You played terribly tonight. Newcastle were awful. Scottish GHK says, thanks, Key. Can you try picking less frustrating games? I will endeavour to do so, yes. Got 2 more, like I said, tomorrow. Liverpool against Wolves at 3 o'clock, followed by Chelsea against Aston Villa. 2 games back-to-back tomorrow. Hopefully you'll join me for them. If you haven't yet, please do click like on the video. Please do click subscribe. I am live every single day on this channel. Don't forget as well, if you want to see the Premier League Dad Wrapped, which is all of the stats, my top 10 games that we've watched on this channel this year. We've watched over 500 games across more than 40 competitions. I'll be breaking them down on a post on Twitter and YouTube in the coming days. So if you want to check them out, make sure you follow Premier League Dad on YouTube. Make sure you followed Key Thomas over on Twitter or X. And I'm live every single day. Like I said, I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Mr. Edwards says, that wasn't pretty, but we got the win. Depleted squad as well. Newcastle were trash. I will, absolutely agree with that. Newcastle were terrible. It was a pretty poor performance from both teams, but United deserved the win. I've got to give credit where it's due. They deserved the win, that one. Right. Lots of love. Thank you very much. I will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy. Nice night.